I'm Natalia, a wealthy woman who just got out of a messy divorce with my abusive ex-husband, Roman. I couldn't take his constant emotional and physical abuse anymore, so I decided to leave everything behind and start a new life in Miami, Florida. I rented a beautiful penthouse in the heart of the city with stunning views of the ocean and the city skyline. The decor is lavish, and every room is filled with luxurious furniture that I picked out myself. I'm proud of everything I've accomplished in life, and my wealth is just a reflection of my hard work and determination. Roman was always jealous of my success and would often belittle me in front of others. He was a controlling man who thought he could buy my love with his money. But money can't buy happiness, and I'm finally free from his grasp. I've been exploring the city and trying out new restaurants, shopping at the local boutiques, and enjoying the warm sun on my skin. I even hired a personal trainer to help me stay in shape, and a private investigator to make sure Roman isn't anywhere near me. I can't help but feel a sense of unease though. I'm in a new place, all alone, and I don't know anyone here, but I'm determined to be strong and make the most of my new life. I'm a successful businesswoman after all. I own a small chain of luxury hotels, and my job often takes me around the world. I know I'm a desirable woman, with my long dark hair, deep blue eyes and curvy figure. I've been approached by a few men already, but I'm not interested in a fling. I want something real, someone who understands me and supports me. As I sit on my balcony, sipping a glass of champagne and watching the sunset, I feel a sense of freedom that I haven't felt in years. I'm determined to leave my past behind and start fresh. I know I can do it. As I walked into the bar, dimly lit confines of the Sapphire Lounge near the glistening sands of Miami Beach, I felt the weight of the day slipping away. The air was thick with the heady scent of exotic drinks, and the soft sound of jazz music filled the room. I made my way to the bar and ordered a mojito, relishing the refreshing minty flavor. As I savored my drink, I noticed a stunning young brunette making her way towards me. She was dressed in a slinky red dress that hugged her curves in all the right places. "Hey there, gorgeous," he purred. "My name is Vinti. What brings you to the Sapphire Lounge?" I couldn't help but be drawn in by her smoldering gaze and sultry voice. We started chatting, and I found her to be charming and witty. We exchanged stories and laughed, and before I knew it, several hours had flown by. But then, the room started to spin, and I felt like I was losing my balance. I tried to stand up, but my legs felt like rubber. Binti noticed that something was amiss and immediately sprang into action. "Don't worry, I've got you," she said, as she helped me out of the bar and ordered a car to take me home. As we waited for the ride to arrive, I struggled to keep my eyes open. I remember Vinti holding my hand and telling me that everything was going to be okay. She stayed with me until the car arrived and helped me into the back seat. "Thank you so much," I managed to say before drifting off to sleep. The next morning, I woke up with a throbbing headache and a sense of confusion. I couldn't remember how I had gotten home, and my phone was missing. But then, I saw a note on my nightstand. It was from Vinti. "Hey, I hope you're feeling better. I found your phone on the ground and put it on your nightstand. Let me know if you need anything." Vinti. I couldn't believe how thoughtful she had been. I immediately called her to thank her, and we made plans to meet up again soon. Looking back on that night, I realized that Vinti had saved me from a potentially dangerous situation. I felt grateful for her help and for her intoxicating presence. It wasn't often that you met someone as alluring and caring as her. As As I stood in front of my floor-to-ceiling window, staring out at the glittering lights of Miami, I couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. I was getting ready for my date with Vinti, a woman who had captured my attention and left me feeling giddy with anticipation. I took a deep breath and made my way to my closet, selecting a slinky black dress that clung to my curves in all the right places. I slipped into it, admiring the way it made me feel both powerful and vulnerable at the same time. As I applied my makeup and styled my hair, I couldn't help but think about how different this was from my usual routine. I had never considered a relationship with a woman before, but there was something about Vinti that drew me in. She made me feel special and wanted in a way that my ex-husband Roman never did towards the end of our marriage. As I slipped into my heels and made my way to the door, I felt a sense of nervous excitement building within me. I had no idea where the night would take us, but I was ready to find out. When I arrived at the restaurant, Vinti was already there, looking stunning in a form-fitting red dress that showed off her curves. We locked eyes, and I felt a jolt of electricity run through me. We sat down at our table, and the conversation flowed easily between us, punctuated by soft laughter and lingering glances. As we ate, I found myself drawn to her soft, full lips and the way her eyes sparkled in the dim light. After dinner, we took a walk along the beach, the waves crashing against the shore in a soothing rhythm. As we strolled, Vinti took my hand and pulled me towards her, wrapping her arms around me in a warm embrace. "I had a wonderful time tonight," she said, her voice low and husky. "I hope we can do it again soon." I felt a rush of desire wash over me as I gazed into her eyes, and without thinking, I leaned in and kissed her softly, savoring the feeling of her lips against mine. The night was filled with passion and intimacy, and as we lay in my penthouse later, entwined in each other's arms, I realized that I had never felt more alive or more fulfilled. Vinti had opened up a world of passion and sensuality that I had never known before, and I was eager to explore it further. Three months had passed since Vinti and I first met at that bar, and we were inseparable. Vinti had moved into the penthouse with me in the heart of Miami, and we spent every moment together, exploring the city and enjoying each other's company. My family and friends were surprised that I was in a relationship with a woman, but nevertheless supportive of our relationship, and we couldn't be happier. Vinti had landed her dream job as the lead project manager at a cutting-edge AI tech startup called Quantum AI, based in downtown Miami. However, as time went on, I started to notice that Vinti's obsession wasn't with her job, but with me. She would constantly check her phone for messages and calls from me, even when we were together. She would become upset if I wanted to spend time with my friends or family, insisting that we spend every moment together. At first, I found her behavior endearing and flattering. I loved knowing that she wanted to be with me all the time, and I enjoyed her affection. But soon, her obsession began to take a toll on our relationship. She would become jealous and possessive, even with my female friends. I started to feel suffocated and trapped. I knew I needed to talk to her about her behavior, but I didn't want to upset her or make her feel like I didn't love her. I hoped that she would realize the error of her ways and give me some space. But instead of improving, her obsession grew more intense. She would follow me everywhere, even to the bathroom. She would insist on accompanying me to all my meetings and appointments. I started to feel like I was living in a nightmare. One day, I decided enough was enough. I sat Vinti down and explained to her how her behavior was affecting our relationship. I told her that I loved her, but I needed some space and independence. At first, she became angry and defensive, insisting that she loved me and just wanted to be with me. But eventually, she started to see the error of her ways. She apologized and promised to work on herself and her insecurities. Our relationship improved after that, and Vinti became less possessive and more supportive. She even landed a promotion at Quantum AI and started working on a new project that would change the world of AI forever. And I knew that I was lucky to have her in my life, even with all her flaws and imperfections. But just when I thought everything was going well, I found something that would change everything. Something that would make me question everything I thought I knew about Vinti. Something that could destroy our relationship forever. As I sat at my desk, typing away on my computer, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. My partner, Vinti, had left for work earlier that day, but had forgotten her phone. With nothing else to do, I picked it up and started scrolling through her messages. That's when I saw them. Messages from my ex-husband, Roman. My heart sank as I read through them. Roman had paid Vinti to lure me into a relationship with her. Also, he could change my will and plan my murder to make it look like an accident. I couldn't believe it. All this time, I thought falling for Vinti was the best thing that ever happened to me. But now, I realized it was all a lie. Then, it hit me. That night at the Sapphire Lounge, when my drink was spiked and Vinti came to my rescue, it was all part of the plan. I had been set up. I knew I had to act fast. I wanted to call the police, but I didn't want to risk Vinti finding out what I had discovered. So I quickly put her phone back exactly as I found it. Just before I heard the sound of the front door opening, I looked up and saw Vinti walking in. She smiled at me, completely unaware of what I had just discovered. My heart was racing as I tried to act normal, but all I could think about was the betrayal and danger that surrounded me. I knew I had to find a way to protect myself and get out of this situation. But for now, I had to play it cool and act like everything was normal, even though my world had been turned upside down. As I sat down, taking it all in, I heard the sound of Vinti's Audi R8 pulling into our driveway. My heart started racing, and I felt a wave of fear wash over me. I knew that I had discovered her betrayal, and I didn't know what she was capable of. As I heard the sound of the front doorknob turning, I tried my best to act normal. But my hands were shaking, and my heart felt like it was about to burst out of my chest. I knew that I had to be careful, that I couldn't let her know what I had discovered. I watched as Vinti walked towards me, her eyes dark and unreadable. I tried to keep my cool, but I could feel the fear rising inside me. What was she going to do? Was she going to attack me? Right away, she could tell something was off, but I didn't have time to think. Vinti had already slipped into the kitchen and grabbed a knife. I turned around just in time to see her lunging towards me, and I knew that it was a fight for my life. We fought with all our strength, our bodies pressed against each other in a deadly dance. Every move was calculated. Every breath was heavy with desire and danger. The sound of our breathing mixed with the clashing of metal and the shattering of glass. It was a brutal fight, with both of us trading blows and trying to gain the upper hand. But in the end, I emerged victorious. As I looked down at Vinti, lying on the floor and barely alive, I knew that I had to act fast. I called the police, and they arrived within minutes. But Vinti was still breathing, still alive. And as I looked at her, I realized that I still felt desire for her. The danger and the fight had awakened something in me, something primal and raw. But I knew that I had to let it go. Vinti had betrayed me, had tried to kill me, and as the police took her away, I knew that I had come out stronger on the other side. The fear didn't leave me until the police arrived and took Vinti away. But even then, I knew that I would never forget the terror I felt in those moments. It was a reminder that life can be unpredictable and that danger can lurk around any corner. But through it all, I knew that I had the strength to survive and thrive.